15 minutes of workplace chatter you want to overhear. Welcome to the Friday 15 with your hosts Paul Mastrangelo of First Domino Consulting and Jeff Chilton of Spencer Stewart.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
I'm okay, Jeff. How about yourself?
I am doing well. We're just going to, thank you for all your great work on our Friday the 15th podcast. I think it's important to recognize the efforts that you make to make this so successful. And that's actually what I wanted to talk to you today about is recognition. Now that we're past the Olympics, the gold medals and the silver medals and the bronze have all been handed out. I think it's really important to talk about the value of recognition because I think there are very few things in the day-to-day work experience that have as much of a positive impact on people's work experience as really good, meaningful recognition. But I'm often asked, well, what does meaningful recognition look like, especially since part of the secret to meaningful recognition is it is personal and it's different for everyone. But I thought it would just be a good idea today to just sort of talk about that and maybe piece together what makes it different, what makes it special.
Sounds good.
So I thought maybe I would put you on the spot just a little bit and just ask if you could share maybe briefly one time where you felt like you were really meaningfully recognized other than the beginning of today's podcast, because I know that was special but not the most special.
I've waited so long to hear you appreciate me, Jeff. That's got me a little verklempt. So I
It was performative, so don't take it too much to heart,
that checks out. It's funny. I don't want to. I don't want to weigh you down because I wonder if I'm kind of an oddball this way. I feel like I feel appreciated, not in a situation that you were sort of mimicking, like, hey, Paul, blah blah blah. It's more like when something comes out of the blue. When I'm working with a client and they say something like, "Oh, you got really positive feedback on this. Thank you so much. That caused us to." I know it's coming from a good source. It's the person I most want to please. I know it wasn't, to your, as you said, perform. I can't even say that.
Yeah.
Performative. I think it was. I think that would be something about its authenticity. I think rings true for me.
Yeah, I think that's really a great example, a really great one to start off with, because unexpected acknowledgement is one of those things that really stand out as things that people really like that make recognition meaningful. Part of it is exactly what you're saying. It's a little bit more sincere, but the other thing that it comes out is it shows a visibility. And one of the things that people really want in recognition is that you're seeing my effort, you're seeing what I'm doing. And when it's more unexpected versus just coming at a performance review or at an expected time, it really helps to underscore that visibility and you're standing out in a unique way. So I think that's great. And when it's amplified by being visible, to your point, by someone important, a key client, the vice president, the senior leader, that also really helps to, make it resonate more. Like, this hit with someone important, or you really helped us make the hit the right notes. And so that's always one of the key things that really stand out.
Yeah, so I started to say, I wonder if I'm strange. I guess, although I answered honestly, that really does make me feel good. A lot of times, in a different scenario, I feel like I know when I'm clicking and I know when I'm not clicking. Um, I'm thinking of the line from the Billy Joel song. You know, it's a pretty good crowd for Saturday. The manager gives me a smile. He knows it's been me they've been coming to see. Right? It's like I know what's going on here. I know it, and I think to a certain extent. So let me be critical of myself. I can be pretty hard on others, and I can be pretty hard on myself. And so I feel like maybe this is a negativity voice in my head. If I say something wrong, oh, I can't believe I screwed up performative. Oh, it's like, it's like that episode from Saturday Night Live, like, stupid, stupid. What was I thinking? Right. I feel like I know something, but when someone else validates it, I have to admit, it's like, yeah, that feels good. How about for you? I mean, would you answer the same? Is there anything different that you're thinking of?
Man, what are you doing here? I I mean, I think for me, I like it when it is. I mean, very similar when it's out of the blue. I I think some of the most meaningful recognition has been when it's very personal. Everyone's talked about the thank you note, but it's not the thank you note per se, but when it's very specific. So it this thing that you did, or you helped increase our sales by X, or this made this impact. When the acknowledgement is a really specific about a specific impact and not just the effort. And that is, again, one of the things that makes a difference between sort of meh recognition and meaningful recognition, right? Because when you can be talking about impact, that again is raising the value of what that person is doing, even if they're not aware of it. Like, hey, you're making that connection of A to B really helps. Oh wow, I didn't know. Like that makes it even better. So being, as opposed to saying, hey, good job, and again, that good job, way to go, Paul, is, it's just about working hard. Doesn't necessarily mean you made an impact, doesn't necessarily make a difference. And it's also very generic. So it goes back to that important to being specific. And so when you can make it about the impact that they're making, or you did this and that really helped us do that, I love that, because I love knowing that I'm making an impact. And so getting that kind of feedback is when it's most exciting to me, right? So that's like with our podcast here, when I know we get feedback where people, like us, or people are interacting with us, that's when I feel like we're making our mark. And when no one interacts with us, then that's when I'm like really sad.
Okay, hold on. Let me get that for you here. It's a little tear. There you go.
Okay. I'm all right. But so I think that's a really important one. So I think we see that as well. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to connect this to, again, maybe some old models that we learned way back when, but
It's 4 o'clock.
Hackman and Oldman, that's my clock saying what time it is. Hackman and Oldman have talked about sort of the motivation that you get intrinsically from the work that you're doing. And it always struck me that seeing the examples where, like I'm shoveling and I can see the pile getting bigger and bigger, that is instantaneous feedback. I know what I'm doing, and if I've been doing this a while, gosh, I'm this far along and it's 10 o'clock a.m. I'm doing a great job right now. And that, I don't know, that always struck me, because more and more in knowledge work, you don't get that as much. And so it comes back to, as you were saying, the feedback saying, hey, I don't know if you know, but you kicked butt. This was something good, and I appreciate it. And I'm gonna throw another curveball at you. I think it was the podcast. No, I had it, and now I'm forgetting it. A Slight Change of Plans, which is something I occasionally listen to. I think it was that podcast where they talked about you can make someone feel good not by talking about what they do, but simply who they are. And that it was impactful to make someone feel good. It's like, Jeff, I'm glad that you're you. Like, I want to let you know if you weren't around, I mean, I wouldn't have a sparring partner for humor and ideas and whatever. You are valuable to me. And so I almost wonder if part of the awkwardness of showing appreciation on the job is because it's really not like that. As you said, it's got to be pretty task specific and the feedback and this is doing good. And I wonder if that, again, for me, I wonder if that just makes it feel a little bit less valuable, authentic.
So I wrote a blog piece many years ago talking about the difference between recognition and valuing people. And it very much touches on that. Recognition is about what you did, and valuing is about who you are. And managers often have difficulty valuing people because I think they're afraid that that's going to turn on them. Well, if you really value me so much, you must want to pay me more, or like they're afraid that it's going to bounce back on them when most likely it would not, unless you are really taking advantage of that person. So I do think there is a difference between recognition and valuing. I do think recognition can have valuing the person in it, but it is really about what you've done, not just who you are.
Excellent explanation, Jeff. I value that.
I appreciate it. I will also say, given our time, there are two other things I wanted to mention that are sometimes forgotten about in terms of recognition. So, another really meaningful way of recognizing someone is giving them a development opportunity, challenging them with something new. And this is, again, not to promote them. It's not about promotion. It's here's a special project that I think it's going to be a great opportunity for you to stretch yourself and try something. It's showing I have faith in you. I'm confident. I think that you've proven yourself over here. So now I want to challenge you over here. And that is a really great way to show people that you are recognizing their capabilities, or sending them to a special training group. So any kind of growth and development can be meaningful recognition if that's what the person wants. Like,
right.
Hey, I'm going to send you on training for sales development, and I have no interest in being in sales at all. Like, that's not going to be recognizing. It has to be
so something that almost says, I see something in you that I think is valuable, and I'm going to help you elevate that. That's personal in terms of your evaluation of the worker. That's really powerful. I like that.
Yeah. And then the last, I think, that sometimes gets underappreciated, as we're talking about recognition, is peer recognition. And when I ran larger teams, I used to have Hero of the Week at the end of my team meetings, where I would have the team nominate someone else in the room, usually, or it could be someone outside the room, but who was their hero of the week, who helped them do something that week. It was simple things, but it was a way of recognizing who is in the trenches with you, seeing the unglamorous part of your work, and really giving them a little bit of a lift. And that little bit of peer recognition went so far, and people, especially inside the room, they just lit up when they were getting that praise. And when I would tell someone outside the room, hey, so and so acknowledge you today for helping them on this project, they lit up. So again, a little bit of that is the unexpected, but it's also, hey, we're side by side, and I really helped you out. Like we want our peers to be happy with us, and so I think it's not just coming from leadership. We appreciate recognition uh, from the side, and I know managers also appreciate recognition from their subordinates when, hey, I really appreciate how you did this, or your support here. And I always tell people the best way to get your managers to do the things you want them to do is to recognize them when they do those things. Shaping, but that is, yeah. So that's all the time I have for recognition today. But I think
Wow. Ending with a Pavlovian manipulation of your boss through appreciation. I don't know what to say to that, Jeff. It's clever though. I do tell you that. All right. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciated what you brought to the show today.
always, Paul. We'll pick up next week with another topic to chatter on about.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, everybody. Take care.
Cheers.